Okay. Hello, everyone. I am back with you again tonight. And as you can see, I have two lovely ladies with me. We're still waiting on one of our girlfriends to show up. Definitely she will. But listen, I want to welcome you once again to the Power Up Virtual Rally Summit. You see what we have written there, Power Up. And all week we have been talking about powering up. Nowadays you have to get rid of those old extension cords, those old power strips, and come up with something new. In order to power up that new phone that you have, or power up that smart TV. Today we have these new devices, and we have to power them up a different way. Guess what? We have to do the exact same thing with our life. So I want to welcome you. As I said before, my name is Dr. Betty Speaks. I am your lifetime imprint leader. I'm extremely passionate about empowering individuals to resurrect and establish themselves through the four components of life, and that's spiritual growth, financial literacy, personal and professional development. But tonight we are here to speak with three amazing ladies, two for right now, and just get just a little bit about what they will be speaking on at the Power Up Virtual Summit. You see, they're not going to tell you everything because they're going to invite you to come to that summit, which takes place July 14th through the 18th. That's right. We're almost in July. So this summit takes place July 14th through the 18th. And you have to be ready because they are definitely going to power you up. The Power Up 2021 Summit will be a collection of the very best of the best business, inspirational, and motivational speakers that you have ever known. So they're coming in just to challenge you to succeed. That's why they named this particular summit Power Up. I'm ready for summer, you guys. You got me here talking about the summer. So they'll be bringing you nothing but powerful and potential speakers and entrepreneurs and so much more. I tell you, you have to hang out with people who will impact your future, not your past. That's another reason why they're coming out just to power you up. Because believe it or not, strong people are not simply born. They resurrect and share the imprints and that they've generated through their life journey. They actually power you up to leave those imprints. So your imprint is made to rise. So don't let your dreams perish, honestly. And I can't wait to hear what our young ladies have to speak about this evening. We're going to have so much fun. We ask that you go ahead, like and share this with your friends, your families, your children, get them on board because this summit only costs you free 99. That is all it costs. Free 99. And you can get there by just typing in the word time to powerup.com, or just click on the link that you see here and go ahead and register, because again, it's only free 99. That's it. So we have Marlo Mans and my girl Cynthia Simmons they're both from different areas, but as I introduce, as Marlo come on, we'll get Marlo to speak first. And Marlo, go ahead and tell us who you are, where you are hailed from, and then we will ask Cynthia to do the same.
Okay. I'm Marlo Mans, and I am from Chicago. Did you want me to add a
And I am Cynthia Simmons, and I'm actually an international person. I was born in Ohio, but I was raised all over the world.
Wow. She said, I am an international person. I was born in Ohio, but I've been all over the world. You know what? That's what most of us want to do. We want to experience traveling all over the world. So, Cynthia, Dr. Cynthia, she says, never give up. I see that on her feed right now. Never give up. And we have a guest that's out here that's saying, woohoo, yes, woohoo, let's get started. So I'm going to go into it, start diving in. Listen, if you want to go ahead and register, get your friends to come on and register as well. We ask that you like and share this event tonight with all of your friends. But I want to start with my friend Cynthia, since she said, I am from all over the world. Cynthia, t- um, tell us what it is that you do, and then why. What was your why for doing what you are currently doing?
So I am an author. I am an inspirational, motivational speaker. I am so blessed and honored. My second book is currently getting ready to come out, and Les Brown is writing the forward to it. I am a certified Les Brown speaker, and I'm a mother of four, a wife. I live out here in the great Northwest, where it's been really hot. My mother is German. My dad is American. So I was kind of raised internationally again. And what do I do? Wow, I do a lot of things. I've done a lot of Hollywood events, which is something that I absolutely love. So a little bit about me. I've battled 4 different cancers. One of the cancers that I battled was very rare. There wasn't even a doctor in this state that had knowledge of it or could treat me. And during my battle with those cancers, I was fired from 2 amazing jobs due to massive chemo treatment and hospitalizations, surgeries. And so I was no longer an asset. I had become a liability. And in 2009, my doctor sat me down and he looked me straight in the eye and he said to me, Cynthia, you have multi-vital organ involvement with very poor prognosis, at best 6 months. And so I would like to say to anyone who is listening that sometimes when we face death, that's when we realize how important life is, or when someone else faces death and we lose someone, we realize how important life is. But we need to do that before those things happen. I made my own funeral arrangements when that was said to me. I didn't believe what the doctor was telling me, and my exact words to him that day was, you be the doctor and let God be the timekeeper. I don't believe because somebody has a diagnosis of cancer or whatever it is, that means that's what they're going to pass from. I told him, I said, I could walk out of the office and get hit by a car. You said I had 6 months and I died in 6 minutes. And I said, so I didn't come here with a expiration date on my foot. I'm not a loaf of bread. I'm not a gallon of milk. And until God says today is the day, I'm not going anywhere. And from that day, I was sitting at home actually, and such an amazing story. I've heard Les talk about his little friend, Tyrone, the squirrel. Well, that day when they said I had 6 months, I came home and I was watching 2 squirrels play outside. They were running around a tree. And I thought how happy they were. They have no bills. They have no job. Nobody's ever going to say to them that they have cancer. They're so happy. Yet everything that they need and require is provided to them. And I watched an oak leaf fall off of the tree. And I thought, that leaf has just served its purpose. It bloomed and blossomed in the winter of its life. And I mean, in the spring of its life. And now it's the autumn and fall, the autumn and winter of its life. And it has broken off and is going back into the ground from where it came. And I thought, look at the squirrels. They're provided for. That oak leaf was provided for. The birds are provided for. And I thought, wow, the Bible says, if I provide for the fowl in the air, will I not do more for you, my own child? And I realized that leaf had a purpose. Those squirrels had a purpose. Those birds had a purpose. Everything that has life has purpose. And I thought, Cynthia, now it's time to find out what is your purpose. You have been fired from very, very amazing job. I loved my job. I worked in the OR. I loved my job. And I thought, now I have to find my purpose. This is not what God intended me to do. And I became deathly sick. And what I realized was I was supposed to inspire others to never give up. And so I started to live by a never give up mentality. And I took that on. I said in my head, I'm not going anywhere until my purpose is carried out. And I love to tell people, Jesus told 12 disciples a message.
Mm.
12. And look where it's at today. And so I thought, okay, if I can share my message with just 12 people, and perhaps that message will get carried on or save one life, then everything I've been through was worth it. And it actually did save a life. My good friend, who had never had a mammogram, and I told her, I said, you need to go, you need to go. And no, I don't believe in that. No, I don't have a family history. No, it's not that important. And I said, please do it. I didn't have a family history either. I wasn't even 40 yet. And I said, please, let's go do this. I'll go with you. We went together. I finally convinced her. We went together. And 2 weeks later, I sat with her in the hospital while she had a double mastectomy. And the doctor said to her, had she not come in when she did, it would have been a death sentence. That's when I realized I have a purpose.
Wow.
I have to share my story. I have to encourage other people to never give up and that there's something on the other side. So it's tragedy to triumph, struggle to success, and your test becomes your testimony.
Amen. What a story. What a testimony. And I'm hoping that you did not give away what you're going to be giving away at the Power
Mm-mm.
Up Conference. Great.
There's
Because
more to
we
come.
all we all have gone through different challenges in life. And you kind of went ahead of me on some of the things that I will be asking of you in the future,
I'm
but
so
that's okay. um we have some amens out here, and if you are out there, please share this feed with others, because each night that we are here, we give out powerful nuggets, and I get the comments on the playbacks, about how amazing the show was. Oh my goodness, where do these people come from? There are more out there. You told my story. I went through the same thing. Listen, the Power Up Summit 2021 is next month, July 14th through the 18th. You can register tonight, timetopowerup.com. Just go ahead and register. It's free. It is free, only free. That's all you have to do. And all you have to do is just show up and listen to the amazing speakers that will be there with stories, with messages. They're not going to take you down in the well and leave you there. They're going to tell you stories and bring you, pull you right back out of that place where they were, that they went to, what they visit. You heard Cynthia say that, talked about the leaf and the birds, and the revelation she retrieved just by a leaf. and then her mentor, some of the things that he shared with her, and how she went home and there, whoa, and believe something happened. So I'm going to ask our next guest that has been hiding back in the corner. I'm sure she's like, wow, oh my goodness, what do I do after that? You power up, Miss Marlowe. I'm I'm bringing you on the stage, love. It is yours.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Cynthia, that was beautiful. I really loved it. I believe that purpose is the environment, and it helps the environment. And I'll tell you a little bit about my story, and how I came to write children's books. A little bit of it. I was in theater and singing and stuff, and that was basically my life until my uncle told me I should be in nursing, and I decided to go into nursing. And one day I got into the rotation, and I didn't really particularly like it, but I was there, and I started getting a headache, and the next thing you know, the left side of my face, it just stopped moving, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was in my 20s, and I had no pre-diseases or anything like that in my family either. They were trying to find out what was going on with me. I had CAT scan, every type of test you could think of. And finally, the doctor says, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Well, I'm here because I want to have a nursing career. And this is what I want to do with my life." Although I had left, a musical career and things that I was doing in music, and I had a grandma in opera, aunt in jazz. I had people in my family that were in different fields of music, but they weren't so successful. So this other uncle had gave me the idea to go to nursing, and so I said, "Well, I want to have a career in nursing." And he says, "You can't have a career if you're going to be sick." And then I said, "Well, why is my face doing this?" And he says, "I don't know, but you don't belong here." So I was kind of upset because he told me to leave the whole institution of health. He said, "Don't come back here." He says, "Whatever you do, don't come back here." I said, "Okay." So I left about 9 months, into it. My face started to come back. And I was so happy. So I figured, oh my goodness, thank you, Jesus, I'm healed. It was a devastating thing in 20s to go around and you looking like you had a stroke and they can't find anything going wrong. Well, I figured, long story short, I get back into nursing because, I'm healed and I do have all these prerequisites and courses and biologies and chemistries and lab work. And every job I went to, they kept saying, "Well, why don't you work in this healthcare area? You can write care plans and you can do this." And I said, "Well, I had, Bell's palsy where the left side of my face stopped moving." They said, "Oh, you healed now, you healed." So after a while, I decided to go back into another nursing program. And I decided, why not? I'm healed. Everything is fine. Well, I got up about a year into it, and I only had a year to go to graduate. And just as I got into that same rotation, guess what? My face stopped moving on the opposite side. So I was devastated twice. I was like, "Oh my God, Lord, please help me. What is going on with me? I don't know what's wrong." And the people that seen my face, it was like, "You got to get to the hospital. You got to get to the hospital right away. Just your whole face is just gone on the other side." And this is a second time this has happened. And then so I went to a different hospital, and I got there. I was so upset because like I don't know what's going on with my body. I got there, and the girl says, "We have this doctor, this renowned doctor. He's going to come look at you. The helicopter just landed. He knows he have meetings, but he's going to stop by before he goes to those meetings, and he is going to talk to you, and he's going to find out what's going on." So I'm waiting in this room, and I'm praying to God, and I'm like, "Lord, I don't know what's going on. He healed me, and next thing you know, it's happening on the other side." And then he walks in the room, this doctor. Would you believe it was the same doctor? He walks in a room and he's looking down as he's walking, he's reading my chart, and he says, "This sounds familiar." And I noticed him and I said, "Hi, Doc." I was so excited to see him. I was like, "Hi, Doc, how are you?" And he was like, "Do I know you?" And I said, "Well, I had this like about a year, a little less than a year and a half ago." And he says, "And why are you here?" And I said, because it happened on the other side. And then he says, and what did I tell you? And I said, you told me not to go back into, nursing. Don't go back into any institution. And he says, and here you are. And he says, let me tell you something. He says, it is not normal for somebody's face to start moving on one side. And then a year later, for it to stop moving on the other side. He says, wherever you are supposed to be, it's not here. And I bet not see you here no more. He says, I don't care where you go, but you bet not be in any institution of health because obviously something in your body don't want you here. And he says, I bet not see you passing water, no place. And I was devastated. And I was like, okay. He gave me the prescription, left out the room. 3 days later, my face went back to normal. I never, ever went back into another medical institution. And that brings me to this. My body knows where it wants to be.
Mm.
If I don't know where it wants to be, my body has an environment that it likes. And even if I choose it with my mind to say, mind, I want to be here, my mind is not the person that chooses it. It is my body and my heart that is choosing the areas that I am in earth. And this is one of the reasons that I wrote children's books. But
Wow.
people to know that when you get that little ache in your heart going to work on a Monday morning, your body is telling you something. When you're trying to go out the door to some place you don't want to go and then your knees start moving, your body knows where you're going, way ahead of you. And so I went back into theater, went back into acting, start writing, and I have never had an ache ever since because I go to the places that I love. And that's what my children's books are about. So,
Wow, going to the places that you love. That's amazing.
yeah,
And what faith your doctor had in you. I see we have another guest that came in. I was trying to, l- let's see here, add her to the screen. This is Rita. Hello, Rita. How are you? Um, Thank you for tuning in tonight. We
Hello, I
love
am doing well.
Great, great. We lost Cynthia, but what an amazing story, Marlo. And isn't it good to know that you had a doctor who had faith and belief. He saw something in you, and it seems as though that there was a spiritual connection that he had, a higher being in him or
yeah,
something of the sort, because he's like, what are you doing back here? It was as if God was asking him, or that being was speaking to him. And you're like, what do you mean? What am I doing back here? Look at me. Can't you see? Obviously, you can see there's something dysfunctional going on here. But he's like, it's not that. It's you. It's something in
yeah,
you that was keeping that there. And that's amazing. I mean, that's an amazing story. And you've never had to go back since.
never.
See, you have a story for someone. You're going to be powering someone up with whatever you're going to share with them, because I know this is not the story you're going to share. As
Right.
Cynthia said,
I
Cynthia was like,
know.
no, this is not it. So listen. We've been saying all week, listen, Linda, listen. You want to invite your friends, you want to invite your children or your coworkers or your frenemies. You want to invite them to tonight's show, and let so they can hear the testimonies and know why they need to plug in to power up. So Cynthia, she's not even here. That's probably her texting me. But Rita, we would like for you to catch up with us and tell the world who you are, where you are hailing from, and then what is it that you do, and we'll get out of your way as you introduce yourself to everyone. Okay? Can you hear me,
Okay,
Rita?
thank you.
Okay, yes, it looks like you're frozen there, but let's see how this
I
goes.
can.
Okay.
Hello. My name is Rita Taylor, and I am the founder and CEO of Rita J Enterprises, as well as R Taylor Productions and R Taylor Publishing. I am from Texas, currently living in Houston, Texas, and I am excited to be a part of the Power Up Summit. I am a new author, released my very first book in April. And the book that I released is entitled The Toxic Sting of Deceit, Deception, and Lies. And that book is based on one of my stage plays, A Woman's Worth, A Man's Value. And I'm excited about the book, and I'm excited about some of the focal points that we will be talking about during the particular Power Up Summit. I remember having a passion for the arts and for producing, putting things together, directing things, taking nothing and trying to write a story, to build a story actually from nothing. And I started out in a small town in Texas, Lufkin, my hometown, where I'm actually from, writing plays for my home church at the particular time. And I was using the youth department. Anybody that would wanted to be in a play, I would take them and recruit them in our Black History plays. We would do Easter plays. We would do Christmas plays, any type of play. And I remember taking pieces of furniture from the church, from my mom's home, just anywhere to put a set together. And I continued to do that. And I remember in 1998, I moved. I left my hometown. And when I left with nothing but a trunk full of my clothes, a 19-inch color TV, and my car. Didn't even have a place really to stay, not of my own. And I remember going on a venture, just determined to see what I know, the vision that was in my head to come to fruition. And I remember when we formed R. Taylor Productions, we formed it in 2010, and we did our very first play, September 2010, to a sold out audience. And when we did that play, we had zero money. I didn't have any money to start with. I didn't have financiers. I didn't have producers. I didn't have people to really back me. I just took my faith and I took what I had, and I took furniture from my sister's place, anybody that would allow me to take furniture to build a set. And we've been doing productions from that point on, and they've been building. And now we have R. Taylor, Rita J Enterprises, as well as R. Taylor Publishing. So I want to talk during our particular, the Power Up Summit. One of the things I want to speak from is finding the worth within. Finding the worth within, which kind of speaks to some of the subject matters in our book, The Toxic Sting of Deceit, Deception, and Lies. It gives a background, it gives the backstory from where that title comes from, as well as a woman's worth, a man's value. I'm hoping to see you July 14th through the 18th at the Power Up Summit. And I hope you will be a part of my session. Thank you so much, Eddie, for this opportunity.
You are very, very welcome. All the ladies are trying to come back in, just trying to get Dr. Cynthia in. I'm not sure. She was having connectivity issues earlier. So
I'm
I
back.
see her. Yes, you may have your camera. I see your name, but not your face. So you're not visible to us
Oh,
here. Yes.
it's
So
on.
yeah, it looks like you're trying to come in slow. There you are. Yay! Welcome back.
Thank
We had to,
you.
We had to beam you up, Spotty.
It just kept circling and circling and circling. I'm like, what's happening?
Yes, it's technology, and so we had to power you back up. That's what we're here
Powered
for.
up.
But great information, Rita. You all, we so appreciate the fact that you got that book out there. Now you're taking that book and you're utilizing it for your speaking platform, and the fact that you threw that out there, that's amazing. And like she said, you got to find your worth from within. We have to find that worth. But I tell you, go ahead and definitely like and share. Let me take my hands off of my devices here because I keep wanting to mess things up. My name is Dr. Betty Speaks, and I'm here with three amazing young ladies from different areas of the United States. And Dr. Cynthia said I'm international, so I've been all over, and which is amazing. And I wanted to say Sprechen Sie Klein Dutch, Dr. Cynthia.
Ja, genau. Ich
Just
spreche alles Deutsch.
yes, so I appreciate you saying that. Yesterday we had individuals that were from all over, and now Rita wants to go and play another game on me. Let me see what Rita is doing. She added another platform here. um she's backstage a couple of times trying to trick me to think I have another person back there. But listen, folks, we're here at the Power Up Summit, and if you have nothing to do between the days of July 14th and 18th, 5 days, 5 whole days. Let me get my hand in the screen. Yes, 5 whole days, of nothing but impactful leaders and educators and inspirational, motivational speakers that will be empowering millions of people. I mean, if you, we're going to play a game here later so the ladies can tell you who some of the phenomenal speakers will be. But if you know someone that is stuck in a rut, or someone that is going through challenging times, someone that, are listening to the negative Nancy's and no hope Bobs, or even the forget it Bettys, those individuals that are just stuck in a place and they need someone or need something to listen to empower them, to inspire them, to motivate them, come to the summit. Come get powered up at the summit. Tell them to throw away that old, what did I say before earlier, ladies? That old power strip. Throw that old power strip away and come get powered up and get yourself a new power strip. I had to do that. I saw a power strip that has the the UBS device, so I could plug in my phones on that power strip, because if our phones die, and if your phone is like my mobile phone, it doesn't have a battery. I'm like, what phone doesn't have a battery? When did they start making phones without batteries? You just have to keep it powered up. So that's what this summit is all about. You just have to stay powered up. I see my girlfriend, Dr. Peggy, is out there. Thank you for chiming in, Dr. Peggy. She said, this is so awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Not often do you see ladies that are coming in to be speakers or inspirational, motivational speakers or messengers. And that's what we have tonight. Three amazing ladies. Let me bring Miss Rita back. There she is.
Thank you. I'm
Welcome back.
sorry.
Let me power her back up. Yeah. Welcome back with us, ladies. Listen, I have posted the link out there for folks to register. Go ahead, like, share this with your friends. We're not going to keep you long this evening, but I have another question for you. Oftentimes when we start on our journeys, when we know our purpose and we want to empower or inspire, even motivate others, things happen. So many things happen. Life happens. The unknown may happen. And I want to ask the ladies, what were some of those challenging moments that you may have encountered just as you are beginning to venture out on your entrepreneurship? tell us some of those challenging things that you may have encountered. And I'm going to start with Rita.
Well, I can give you one. I remember as I started out, of course, I was working at the time. Um, I was doing this on the side. So I ended up losing my job. I was I lost my job with the company, and I right at the time when we not only started really trying to build, we'd already done one show, so we're in the midst of doing a show. You lose your job, plus I'm in the middle of preparing to do a international mission trip to South Africa, all at the same time. So here I am losing income. Did not have income, and I remember calling the coordinator and telling her that I was backing out of going on this missions trip because I lost my job. I didn't have any income. And of course, that impacted me taking money to build my businesses and to continue to do productions. And productions are not cheap. You have to pay for venues, you have to pay your cast, you have to pay for mics and sound people, etc. So that was a challenge. That was one of the challenges. But I would say that that was one of the main challenges. Right when I really needed income coming in, I lost income. But
Yes.
there's a but God story. We came through, and we're doing better. And when I look back over those moments, I actually see that the God has a way of connecting the dots. Even in those moments when it seems as if there is no hope, God is a master at working behind the scenes and rearranging things. And at the end of the day, he has a way of working it for our good if we would trust him, even in those nasty processes. I call them the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. God takes it and he works it for our good, where he ends up getting the glory out of it.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think that's your connectivity where the echo is coming in from, but that's amazing. And you and Dr. C kind of have a similar story about losing your jobs. So many people lost jobs over the past 2 years based on everything that we have gone through in life, which is why we're here, which is why messengers and motivational speakers and inspirational speakers and entrepreneurs, everyone is tallying together so we can make a difference in the lives of those that are going through challenging times. So I'm going to go to Dr. Marlowe.
I received that. Oh well, the most difficult thing that happened to me prior to me promoting my books was I got hit by a small truck on my way home from work. And when I got hit by the small truck, I was just so devastated because not just because I was hit. So physically, it took away my my stamina. I was not able to sit, to walk, or to stand without being in very, very crucial pain. I had lost my income. I had just graduated. I was about to, leave my life out on this adventure. I had lost my relationship at that time. Everything had lost physically, emotionally, and financially. So at that time, I was just really, I was just saying, Lord, I know you love me. What's going on with me to the point where I don't know, I don't have anything. And my family got together. They got a bright idea to get my nephew to spend time with me because he wasn't in school and he didn't have a babysitter. So I was like, okay. So I end up laying on the floor with him by the TV light, writing children's stories. And they all were love because I was continually saying, Lord, I know you love me. Lord, I know you love me. I know I'm not supposed to be at this place. And slowly I got together, but one day he ran to the window and he says, look, look, look. And I could barely get off the floor. So I got off the floor and I ran to the window. I'm like, what? And he said, it's son. He said, it's time to get up. And would you know, I got up. It was like a command. And the first scripture that came to me was joy comes in the morning. And from that point forward, I started saying, okay, I'm going to build this publishing company the way I want to.
I love it. I absolutely love that story. You and that body of yours and the things it goes through. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you already know faith is the size of a mustard seed. You
Amen.
know, you already know I shall live and not die. I
Yeah.
have a purpose in me. I have things to do. I got
Yeah.
more baby books to write. To move, Satan. You're not taking me nowhere. I gotta have things to power up,
Yeah.
kids to power up. You
Yeah.
know, so you're like, well, if you don't get out of here, please. You
Yeah.
know, and then your nephew waking you up like, hey, look, the sun's up. Why
This-
ain't you up? The sun's up. You need to get up too. You know, the babes, words from a babe's mouth, you know, that motivates us. So I'm going to take it over to Dr. Cynthia. Come on now. Whew. See, you have already shared with us some challenges that you've had. And that's why I said, you know, she got ahead of the game. But Dr. Cynthia, talk to us.
You know, it is amazing to me. And a lot of times I talk to people about your worst story is your worst story. And somebody else's story can't be worse than yours. And so it's never comparable, right? That, okay, I had 4 cancers. Okay, I was given 6 months to live. But that's what I went through in my life, my worst story. But somebody else's worst story for them is their worst. So there is no comparable about this is worse than that or that was worse than this. When you're going through a struggle, and I believe God has taken me through some things where I thought I was not getting up again. But I teach doctors even to say or not to say to patients, you have cancer. You have a house. You have a car. You own those things. You don't have cancer. It's not yours. You don't get to keep it. You don't own it. You battle cancer. You go through cancer. You're fighting cancer. But you don't have cancer. Why would you want to have it? Why would you want to keep it? Why do you want it to be yours? And so one of the worst times that I went through was getting up one morning. You know, we were struggling. We had 4 kids at home. I'm going through cancer. I've lost 2 jobs. I get up one morning to go to chemo and the car's gone. It was repoed in the middle of the night. My husband's doing everything he can to work, provide, help in the house, help with the kids. And sometimes it is at our darkest hour, our lowest moment, the time when you think, I can't no more. What am I going through this for? That's what I want to talk about at the summit, because there's a reason. I don't want to go too much into things, but trust me, when you talk to you, you're listening. I can sit on here and I can say, oh, Lord, and it's beautiful out here and I'm just doing great and things are just wonderful, and it could be a mess. And just because I said that to you, that's what you think it is. But it's what I'm saying to myself in my own head when nobody's listening. The truth, right? The Bible says the truth shall set you free. Let me
Yes,
tell you,
I
the
appreciate
Bible
that.
was, there was no mistakes in the Bible, right? He provides for the fowl in the air. Will he not do more for us? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And the truth shall set you free. And so when you start to combine those things and put them in, ooh-wee, let me tell you what God will bring out. And it's amazing. You don't know. Sometimes you look back and you go, how did I get through that? My blessing was cancer. It was a blessing for me. Changed my whole life. I never thought I'd go to Hollywood and meet all those people and become friends with them. I never thought I'd participate in productions of movies and be asked to find investors. I never thought I would participate in the World Guinness Record event. I never thought Les Brown was going to write the forwards. These things would not have happened. The tragedy becomes the triumph.
Thank you so much. You are definitely going to touch some lives, and Les Brown. One of my dad's favorite quotes from Les Brown is, "If you're on your back and you can look up, then get up." That was
Get
Dad's
up.
favorite quote, and honestly, Dad and Miss Mama Brown are actually looking down on a lot of us, as Les and I spoke this month actually for Father's Day.
Aw.
So cancer
We're
is
gonna have
something.
church. We're gonna have church at Power Up. I don't mean that a little. I don't want to scare folks away. Don't go to church.
No,
But let
and
me
and
tell
you
you, if you were
shouldn't.
gonna think it's church,
Well, and you shouldn't. You do that. You go there and stay focused on what it is you want to inspire and encourage or motivate that person with. I can't tell you that each time I do one of these calls, there is someone that has gone through something, and for the most part, every call I've done, one person is a cancer survivor. And, would you believe it if I told you yours truly is too? So I refuse to die die full. I will live full and die empty, you know.
Yeah.
So and we do know that we are his strongest soldiers, and we are the chosen ones for a reason. There's a tribe out there that need to know about the survivors. I love that song. There's a tribe out there that need to know about the champions. I love that song. There's a tribe out there that needs to know about those of us that are strong. I even love that song. And
I
then
can't wait to share with you when I made my own funeral arrangements.
well, that we will
I
do
can't
that.
wait for you to hear that story.
I love it. I love that. And honestly, there's so many different platforms that each month is something different that we
Mm.
get to speak on, and that's why, you are here for a reason. I am trying to see where this there. I think I got it. But you have a profound story, a profound message. You're gonna motivate, inspire, and empower individuals. But most of all, on July 14th through the 18th, don't know which one of those days you'll get to speak, Dr. Cynthia. You're gonna power someone up. You're going to encourage them to look up, because you had none other than Dr. Les Brown or Les Brown as your mentor, and he's been so many of our mentors. He's been like talked about the most for the past 82 hours or more, because he's been on every platform for forever. And I'm thinking he pops up on my phone 5 or 6 times a day. I'm like, Les Brown, is that you again? And from different medias that he's on, still trying to die empty. And I'm not wishing death on him, but he's going on, and he's on and on and on, still telling people about you are the great one. Greatness is in you. When you're down and you can look up, get up. So honestly, I can tell you are definitely one of his students, and appreciate all you have gone through, so you can tell others, if a doctor says this, you can do this. And I love the fact that you said, the doctor, what you have, is different from what you are battling with. Those are two different definition of have and battling with are two definitely different words that have different definitions. So listen, I we're gonna go to who has not answered that. All of you have. You all have answered that question. And my next question, which is potentially maybe the last, is who's that person? I already know Dr. Cynthia. She said his name each time. Who has been your mentor or that person that has inspired you to be where you are today? Who's that person that keeps pulling you up or pushing you up? You know, I'm gonna start with Rita again.
Well, I have a few actually, but I know one is my pastor, but there is another lady that I actually went to South Africa with. Pastor Mia Wright has been an inspiration, and sometimes they don't know how inspiring they are, but even in watching their life, I watch her. I was able to spend 2 weeks with her in another country. I've worked with her putting together women's conferences. She has a heart for women, and I have a heart for women, especially broken women, to help in that area. So she's been an inspiration, and there have been a few others as well, but I can speak to those exactly today that they've been inspiring to help me get to where I am today.
Thank you so much. And I see my girl, Anana Pfeiffer Delahorn is out there. She is another phenomenal young lady. She says, yes, Les Brown is still speaking life. If you all have not met this world leader right here, she's also an international woman. You want to connect to her. You want to be a part of her platforms. She's always showing up to support us with the things that we have going on. So keep your radar on her. Honestly, she's doing amazing things worldwide. Thank you, my sister, for being here. But yes, we all have to have that mentor, someone to assist us. It's kind of like a I call them PAs, personal assistant or accountable APs, accountable person, accountable partner, someone that's checking in, say, how you doing? Haven't heard from you a while, while we have our butts in the air pulling up weeds so we can, keep everything looking green in our life. That AP would call in, check in. What you doing? Your butt's still up in the air? Your grass is still green? Do you have a second to shout out? So yes, we do. Yeah, I do. And it's great. Mine is Maya Angelou. She's no longer here, but I can still hear her poems. I can still read, her books. And I made it a point to visit with her each time she showed up in Massachusetts or somewhere in New England. I was right there at all of her events. And Dr. Martin Luther King was killed on my birthday. So I'm always reliving some of the things that he put in place so we can have civility, and teach civility constantly. So I'm gonna go on to Marlo because I can see she's like, I want to tell mine. I want to tell mine. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I have so many. But first, I got to say my mom has always been in my corner and told me at a young age, whatever you do, never give up. So I have that.
Mm,
I have that planted in the subconsciousness of my mind to never
yes.
give up, and that's one of the things I want to talk about at the conference of how seeds, when you plant seeds, loving seeds, they grow up to be trees, especially when you get them when you're young. And
Mm,
so that seed was planted in me, but I knew Les Brown when he first started out. He belonged to our church, and also Yana Van Zandt and Nicole Nichols. All three of them come to my church, and so I was always rich in hearing from their platform because I was in choir and we used to pray with them in the room before they hit the stage. And so I love all three of them. I just love the fact that I have such a richness and metaphysics that allows me to be able to know how to be able to just speak things into people's life. And that's what I love about speaking. You get a chance to speak something into someone's life. I mean, not just talking, I mean, actually speaking where they're at. And if you can do that within a person, then that person can have their mindset change. And if you can change that mindset, you have changed a life. And that's what I really like about it. And my goal is to speak these books into the children, but the parents get the lesson, you know. And when the parents get the lesson, they can change the child. And so we need that because our children need to have love. And when they have love, the parents have love, and that child can grow up and be a tree of love. And that happens maybe like 30 or 40 years later. But that means they can withstand the storms of life.
I want to say hello to my sister Celeste. Pretty out there. I call her Pretty. Hello, sister. She just chimed in. Another young lady to stay connected with, a multimillionaire. She has businesses all over. International woman. Another international woman. Listen, this is such a small world. Honestly, each time I get on the call, we all have something in common. You ladies have never met one another. Here we are talking about Les Brown, and we know that he's pushing into his 80s really hard, and he's left an imprint on so many lives. He's powered up so many individuals, and he's still powering folks up. So this is what you are saying. I can hear the word power up in each one of you as you talk about the individuals that have left an imprint in your life, that were there to motivate or inspire you. You went on your grandmother. Yes, my grandma, I can hear her still singing Walk With Me, Lord, or Oh Happy Day. I can hear grandma singing some of those songs. And each time, I can't tell you, there hasn't been a caller that has not said, or a speaker that has not said it was my grandma. Yeah, grandma is a great mentor. I'm still living some of her. But my last question with you ladies, because we're like here at the hour, is how can one reach you? Definitely put it in the chat so it will be there. And just let people know how they can connect with you. And briefly tell us that. How can we stay in touch with you? Go ahead, Rita.
You can, I'm on social media. You can follow me on Facebook under Rita Taylor, as well as Instagram, Rita J. Taylor, and Twitter. I think on Twitter, well, you can pull me up by Rita Taylor. Also, you can follow us and see what's happening with us if we're doing other productions or releasing other books at www.ritajenterprisesllc.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doctor in the house, Washington State.
Hi. So I'm at the nevergiveupmentality.com or thecancerbiz.com. And really, I want to encourage people to take that mentality of never giving up. And my mentor would be, of course, Les Brown. He and I have another thing in common. It's my mother carried me in her womb, but Mama carried me in her heart. And that's a story that we share. And my grandmother, the one that said, you talk too much, you ask too many questions, will you sit down somewhere? I didn't know at that time what my purpose was. And I wish she was alive today so I could say, Granny, you know why I was talking so much and asking so many questions? God had a plan. It just didn't manifest itself until I got older.
Lovely, lovely. You can still, as if Les Brown was here, he would tell you. You can still tell her that. You can
Yes,
still share
absolutely.
that.
I do still have talks with her and some other people. I just don't want people to think I'm nuts, so I don't say it.
Marlo, it's Europe, my love. Oops, let's see. Marlo is on mute.
There I go.
Okay.
I can be reached at, my books can be reached at myheartnewlove.com. That site is just getting started, but I hear it's up now. Also, my books can be reached on Amazon. Can be reached on Facebook and Twitter, social media platforms, um, uh, just about everywhere. But those are the quickest ways to reach me.
Wonderful. And again, for those of you that are watching the replay, just place replay here and like and share this with your friends and your families. The registration is still open. And how much is it, ladies? It is
Free.
free, free 99.
Yes.
They caught on quickly, honestly. We didn't even practice that. All you have to do is just register. The links are there, and it is an amazing show. You're going to meet amazing people. I promise you, I've met some phenomenal speakers. What I didn't do is, and what I promised was that we're going to tell you who some of the speakers are. So, ladies, I know you got your pass cards and everything. I'm going to start with Dr. Cynthia to tell us, give us two speakers that you know that will be there.
Lisa Nichols and Kim Coles.
Okay, headliners. Come on with it, Rita.
Dr. Cynthia Woods and Tamika Scott.
Okay, Cynthia Woods, or is it Cynthia or Cheryl?
I think it may be Cheryl Woods.
Yes. we had Dr. Cynthia Simmons, Simons.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, Marlo.
They took my answers.
They took your answers.
I'm gonna say, did someone say Kim Coles already?
Yes.
Oh my
You can
goodness.
say it again.
Okay, Kim Coles and Lisa Nichols.
And of course, you can't forget Dr. Cynthia.
That Michelle she's gonna be there too. Chrisette Michelle.
Right.
Okay. Yes, yes. Very good. Very
The
good.
girl from Escape,
Oh yeah, that's
from
right.
the group. Yeah.
I think
And the one we did the live with the other day,
Is that the one
oh,
Chrisette Michelle?
Christine.
Very good. You ladies are all over it.
oh.
Yes, yes. So we have phenomenal speakers, great headliners that will be featuring you ladies, and I'm excited. Can't wait because they're bringing the heat to be powered up. Like I said, if you have the old platform of the power strips, the extension cords, all that old stuff, get a new one. It's time to power up something new. You know, we have smart TVs now. We have Apple, what, 25 is out? Apple 45, everything is new. So we need to be powering up these new devices, powering up our life. And all you have to do is just go register. And I promise you, you will not, I don't know how many of you were at the Level Up Summit speakers. Were you speakers at the Level Up Summit? That was on fire. So this is going to be twice as hot, I promise you. And we want to thank you for tuning in with us this evening. We will be back here tomorrow evening, same time, same place, with either four, maybe three or four. Actually, tomorrow's lineup. Let me see if I have my notes here. Tomorrow we will be here with Michelle Thomas, Jacqueline Leonard, and Felicia Kelly. So they'll be here tomorrow. And then we'll be here again on Friday. We're just bringing all the speakers before you so you can get a chance to meet them firsthand and then get their information so you can start following them, following what they're doing, and be prepared, connecting to them. Because once you connect with them, like I said before, you want to connect with those that are doing something, those that will inspire you, motivate you, empower you to get to the places where you need to go in life. You know, you've heard these ladies talk about amazing things. They're all, each and every one of them are filled with something that's divine. And I say divine because I don't know all the audience what your beliefs are, but these ladies here, there's a divineness within them. There's a higher being within there. Come on now. Who can go to the doctor and the doctor say, get out of here, there ain't nothing wrong with you? And then who the nephew said, look, the sun's up, why aren't you up? You
Yeah.
know. And then Dr. C says, I didn't have one, two, three, but four.
Wow.
You know, come on. There's a divineness in these speakers. So you have to show up so you can get powered up. Honestly, my name is Dr. Betty Speaks, and I'll see you all here tomorrow evening as we bring more speakers on that will leave an imprint in your life so you can take it with you a turn for your eternity. Let's say goodbye to all of our guests that are out there. We thank you for showing up. Don't forget to register.
Bye, guys. Good night. Thank
Good night.
you.